One of the most niche ways to use ChatGPT as a local business owner is for tech support. So if you can describe exactly what your problem is, you can solve almost any technical issue with ChatGPT, because not a lot of people know this, but ChatGPT has deep knowledge of most software interfaces. So in this video, I'm going to explain more about that and 4 other niche ways to use ChatGPT that I think most local business owners should at least try. And the last 2, by the way, are going to help you the most with marketing. So stick around to the end if that is a problem for you. And by the way, this does not mean that you are going to get any type of good results with AI. As a matter of fact, MIT recently came out with a study that says 95% of business AI projects fail. So this is just me handing down some of the things I've learned after using ChatGPT for probably thousands of hours. And this does not mean you will get any type of good result. It's just a fucking YouTube video after all. So yeah, ChatGPT for tech support. This might seem kind of irrelevant to you, but here's the thing. I feel like after working with my current clients, that a lot of local business owners are being limited by technical difficulties. Because I'll tell you right now that my current client does not track any of his data. He does not have a CRM. He has like no technical setup. He doesn't even have a way for his customers to book appointments or anything like that. And his business is very, very, how do you say it? It's very based on time, right? So he cannot serve more than one customer at the same time. And he still doesn't have any type of scheduling software or anything like that. So you can use ChatGPT to basically help you fix these problems. And here's how to do it. Anytime you encounter a technical problem, you use Command Shift 4 on Mac, or it's Shift Windows S for Windows computers. Basically, when you do that, you can sort of take like you can choose the size of your screenshot like this. And then you can take that. And then what you would do is you would take this and drag it into the ChatGPT chat. And then you want to give ChatGPT context on your problem. So you want to tell it what you're trying to do, what's going wrong, and ask it what to do next. And I'm telling you right now, using that exact method, I have solved so many technical issues that otherwise would have taken me probably hundreds of hours of like trial and error to figure out, just because I ask ChatGPT and it usually gives me correct instructions. And sometimes it's a little bit off, but you can almost always solve these little technical kinks with ChatGPT. It can be your own personal tech support. Niche way to use ChatGPT number 2 is with graphic design. And so a lot of people know that ChatGPT can generate images, but not a lot of people know how to use ChatGPT to generate images in the right way. You've probably all had the experience of trying to use ChatGPT to generate an image, and then it looks nothing like you expected it to look. And that's because it's really, really hard to translate a mental image that you have of something that you want into text, and then just hope that ChatGPT generates what you want. What you want to do, if you want to actually generate good images that you can use, for your marketing and for your business, is you want to give ChatGPT material to work with. So like, let's say I owned a dentist's office. I'm like a dentist and I want to make some type of digital lead magnet for my business because I want to put it on my website for my customers. What I would do is I would go on Google Images and look for pictures of ebook covers. And then I would find some design that I like. I'll just fucking use this one. I would give this image to ChatGPT and say, make a version of this ebook, but for a guide on how to clean your teeth. Yeah, as you can see, it made something that looks pretty much exactly like the other image. And it would be really hard for me to prompt ChatGPT and make this just through text. Right? But using an example makes it way easier. Okay, niche way to use ChatGPT number 3 is for market research. Deep research is a feature that I think most people don't even realize that ChatGPT has. I think most people don't even use this at all. This can get you a very, very detailed research report of basically any question that you can imagine, and it literally searches the web for like 15 minutes. So I'm just going to give you an example of how you might use this. If you wanted to spy on your competitor businesses, then this is how you can do that. Let's say you owned a private taxi business that drives people around in Miami, Florida. You can do this. Find me a list of every private transportation business in Miami, Florida. And then it'll ask you a few questions. You just answer these questions. I'm just gonna say doesn't matter because I'm too lazy to fill this out right now. It'll start research. This takes about 15 minutes, so it takes a long ass time. It will complete the research and you'll have like a giant list of businesses that you can spy on. You can use this for like statistics or other stuff that you wanna find. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and wait for 15 minutes while ChatGPT finishes this, but you can totally do something like this if you wanna spy on your competitors. Anyways, all right, niche way to use ChatGPT number 4, and this one should help with your marketing. It should help you get more customers, is to source partnerships. So ChatGPT is really good at taking verbal commands and searching the web in a dynamic way. So it can choose how it wants to search the web. It can structure information for you in a really good way. And believe it or not, for you as a local business owner, there are probably a lot of other local businesses who would be willing to strike a partnership with you. My gym, the gym that is near my house, they actually have partnerships with other businesses and they sort of like share their customers. So this is something that I feel like a lot of local business owners could do, but they don't consider it. And so you could use a prompt like this: find me a list of businesses in city that also attract, XYZ type of customer. Because what you want to do is you want to find another business that attracts the same type of people that your business wants to attract. And then that way you can actually tap into their customer base and get the type of people that you want. Return a table of the following columns: business name, contact info, address, contact info of decision makers, and then return the final table as a clickable CSV. Notice what I'm doing with this prompt, by the way. I'm asking it to return a table with the information in a very structured way. And when I ask ChatGPT to return the table like this, it will search for that specific information, right, to fill out the table that I want. And then I'm asking it to give me the table as a clickable CSV, so I'll be able to click the link and download the table with just one click. So let me show you this. For example's sake, we'll say Phoenix, Arizona, that also attract people who like to work out. And then watch this. Yeah, this worked pretty much perfectly. You can import this CSV file. The reason I asked it to give me the data in a CSV file is because I wanted to show you guys that you can just put this into Notion in the form of a database, so you could keep everything really tracked here. And the reason I would put this in a database if I were you is because you want to treat this kind of like a cold outreach campaign. So for a cold outreach campaign, what I would do, what I've done in the past for my previous attempts at cold outreach, is you want to do multi-channel, and that just means you want to use multiple different ways to contact them to increase the chance that they respond. So you would probably use DMs, you would use calls, and you would use emails. You would use a 3-channel approach, and then you want to do follow up 8 times for every single partnership that you outreach to, for every single other business owner that you outreach to. And if you use an approach like this, you will almost certainly get responses from people asking for partnerships. Then what you could do is you could go into the Notion database and you could like track the status, and you could choose a bunch of different options. You could do like cold, you could do warm, meaning they've responded to you. You could do positive response or something like that. And then you could do closed or like rejected. You can track all the data here. And I guarantee you, if you just reach out to like 10 business owners per day like this, you can absolutely strike a partnership and sort of share customers with them. So yeah, you could literally just say, find 10 more businesses, right? Because it only gave me a list of 10 businesses. If I wanted to have 20, I could just say find 10 more, and it'll do. And as you can see, it'll do the exact same thing. It'll just search for more businesses for me. Really, really easy. And if you think about it, this is really high leverage, because one good partnership with another business can get you a bunch of customers over a long period of time. but you only have to reach out to like 10 businesses per day. Okay, so the last niche way to use ChatGPT is for lead nurture. So lead nurture just means following up with your leads. And this is actually, in my opinion, the strongest way to use ChatGPT, and probably the way that will see you the most return financially as a business owner. If you had to take a pill every single day or you would die, and you had to take it at exactly 5 p.m., what would you do? You would set a reminder, right? You would set a reminder to take the pill so you would never ever forget. And that's because people just need reminders to do things. That's normal. You want to think about lead nurture kind of like reminders, but for your customers. I think most business owners have customers that they're missing out on right now because they don't rigorously follow up with their leads. And the thing is that you can literally automate this. This is why it's crazy. You can automate this stuff. Like, it can happen automatically if you just use AI. So it's absolutely high leverage, and it's worth setting this up. And so yeah, there are many forms of lead nurture. Like, you have DMs, you have emails, you have text messages or SMS, or you could also have phone calls. Now, you can't really use ChatGPT for calls because it doesn't really have voice functionality, but you can use it for DMs, emails, and text messages. And so what you would have is you would basically use ChatGPT to customize the messages and to write the messages for you. And then you would use some type of automation software, probably N8N or whatever you want to use. You could use Agent Kit, you could use Make, whatever. And then N8N would actually disperse the messages, or it would send it to like, so if you wanted to text your customers automatically, you would use Twilio. Or if you wanted to email your customers automatically, so this is SMS, this is email. For email, I'm trying to think what software you would want to use. I would just go with I think you can use Klaviyo for this. And then for DMs, you can just use ManyChat, which is a perfect software. Right, so ChatGPT isn't actually sending the messages for you. It's writing the messages, and then using some type of automation platform, you connect it to a software that can send the messages for you. And the way that you want to use ChatGPT to create custom messages is you want to use something that I like to call AI Mad Libs. It's basically using any type of data that you have on your customers, like their name, their preferences, and you would basically use ChatGPT to fill in the data here. You don't want to just send a generic message. I mean, you could. Like, it doesn't have to be personalized, but it would probably be stronger if you can add some type of element of personalization. So that's what you would use ChatGPT for.